शिव बाबा पधारे, बोलते ध्वनियों, ब्रह्म मुख से मधुर वाणी, बोलते ध्वनियों, ब्रह्म से शिव बाबा पधारे। शिव बाबा पधारे। सोहनी सूरत मोहनी मूरत, ज्ञान के मोती, भव्य मुख पर
शांति।
Om Shanti.
कोई बच्चे कहते हैं हमें शिव बाबा का साक्षात्कार। बाबा
Some children say that they have been granted a vision of Shiv Baba.
देखा जाता है इन आँखों से।
So Baba clarifies in today's Murli that soul cannot be seen with the physical eyes. How can you see the Supreme Soul?
दोनों का भी रूप एक ही जैसा है, आत्मा और परमात्मा का। तुम कैसा
So Baba says it's okay, you might have seen the soul with the divine insight, but how do you know whether it is the Supreme Soul or the soul? So it's always said that salvation doesn't take place without knowledge. So Baba just explains in today's Murli that the significance is not to the visions, but the effort required to attain. So Baba particularly explains the significance of having the civil eye, because we all are the children of one father. We are Brahma, Kumaris and Kumaris. So we are brothers and sisters among ourselves. And we are brothers when you see from the perspective of being souls. So we have to change our attitude. We have to make we should have a very pure vision, because when our vision is pure, the world gets influenced and that kind of world is automatically created. Because the people of the world find it very difficult to lead a pure life, whereas Baba makes it very simple and explains even when you are together, you can lead a pure life. Because we are the children of the one Father, so there is no way of getting a criminal eye towards anyone. And Baba says that you children have received that divine insight through which you can see the soul and the Supreme Soul. So let's listen to Murli, and today's date is 4th December. The essence is, sweet children, you have now received divine insight from the Father. Only with this divine insight can you see souls and Supreme Soul. Question: by understanding which secret of the drama will you never give a particular type of advice to anyone? Because we never compel anyone to stop devotion and adopt the path of knowledge. So it's not about compelling anyone. The moment one realizes, then automatically he stops performing devotion. It shouldn't be that one doesn't, it should not be that situation where one stops performing devotion and one doesn't even adopt the path of knowledge. So that's why Baba tells in today's question that when you understand the secret of drama, you will not give any particular type of advice to anyone. So answer: when you understand that whatever happened in the past in this drama repeats accurately, there will not be even a slight deviation. You will never advise anyone to stop performing devotion. So when someone understands drama, then one will not advise anyone to stop performing devotion. When this knowledge sits in their intellects very well, when they understand that they are souls and that they have to claim their inheritance from the unlimited Father, and when they also recognize Him, all their limited things will automatically finish. Because the devotion is limited and the path of knowledge is unlimited. Om Shanti. Are you sitting here stabilized in your original religion? Baba is asking this question. What's the way to listen to the Murli? We have to sit in the soul conscious stage and then listen to the Murli, because Baba speaks with the souls, not with the bodies. So when we become soul conscious and listen to the Baba's Murli,
वो महावाक्य सहज हमारे अंदर
it becomes very easy to imbibe these versions.
रूहानी बाप रूहानी बच्चों से पूछते हैं
So the spiritual father asks you spiritual children because you know that only the unlimited father is called the spirit.
बेहद का बाप है
It is just that he is called the supreme.
सिर्फ उनको सुप्रीम कहा जाता है सुप्रीम
He is called the supreme spirit or the supreme soul.
आत्मा है जरूर
The supreme soul, God, definitely exists.
कि परमात्मा है ही नहीं
It can't be said that he doesn't exist.
वाले होते हैं ना कहेंगे परमात्मा ही नहीं अरे
Some very
ये तुम बच्चे आए कहाँ से
ignorant souls say that God doesn't exist.
परमात्मा माना परमात्मा
So Baba says that supreme soul does exist, and which means he is God.
5000 वर्ष पहले भी
So this has been explained to you. Therefore, since you also heard this knowledge 5,000 years ago, you mustn't be confused because you heard this knowledge a cycle ago and you are listening to this knowledge now, and you will also listen. So this just continues. So Baba says you mustn't become confused. It is you souls who listen to this. Souls are very tiny and subtle. They are also tiny that they can't be seen with anyone's physical eyes. There isn't a single human being who have
सभी को
seen a soul with physical eyes. They can be seen but only in a divine vision, and that too it's according to the Brahma plan.
देखने में आती है
Okay, for instance, someone has a vision of a soul in the same way that he sees other things.
आंखों से होते हैं
On the path of devotion too, when they have visions of something, it's with the physical eyes.
ते हम इन आंखों से देख रहे हैं
They understand that
दिव्य दृष्टि से देखते हैं
they receive the divine vision and see it
दिखाई नहीं पड़ता
as though it's in the living form.
आत्मा को ज्ञान
People
चक्षु मिला है
think that
से देख सकते हैं
they are seeing that with the physical eyes because they don't realize that they are having visions through the divine insight that they have been received. When a soul with the eye of this knowledge sees something, that's in a state of trance.
होते हैं तभी उनको साक्षात
So Baba says, on the path of devotion, the one who does unadulterated devotion will be granted visions.
वो साक्षात्कार होते हैं
So even people used to have a lot of visions.
छोटे छोटे बच्चे भी आमने सामने बैठ जाते थे चलो
So even in the initial days of the creation of the sacrificial fire, all dadis or all the ancestor souls were in their very
फेमस था ना
young form where they used to sit in front of one another and they used to go to trance. And because of this reason, public had the opinion that Brahma Kumaris performed that magic or wonder.
500-600 बरस हुआ होगा मीरा को ज्यादा
So that's why Baba says
समय वैकुंठ था थोड़े
the visions were seen with the divine insight, though people feel that they see with the physical eyes. For instance, Meera had a vision of herself dancing in heaven. However, heaven didn't exist then. That must have been 500 to 600 years ago. Heaven really didn't exist at that time.
दीदार होने से क्या पाया
So Baba says,
अच्छा किसी ने
when you
का
don't
जैसा मीरा ने किया
get the liberation or liberation in life, what's the point in having the visions granted?
तो पढ़ाई चाहिए
Because that requires a lot of knowledge, effort. A knowledge will not become a knowledge just like that. He makes a lot of effort in his study and then he attains that degree. So Baba says, whatever existed in the past is seen with the divine insight.
भारत में कितने ढेर मंदिर है
When they perform a lot of devotion and they become completely engrossed in devotion, they have a vision, but they don't receive liberation through that. The path to liberation and liberation in life is completely separate from that of devotion. There are so many temples in Bharat. They place a lingam of Shiva in them too.
जैसे बाप वैसे बच्चे
So they have large and small lingams. You children understand that souls are like the supreme soul. The size of all the souls is the same. As is the father, so the children. All souls are brothers, and souls enter their bodies to play their parts. This is something that has to be understood. These are not tall stories of the path of devotion. Only the one Father explains
समझ नहीं सकते हैं.
things of the path of this knowledge. First of all, it's only the unlimited incorporeal Father who explains everything. No one can understand him completely or accurately. They say he is omnipresent, which is not right.
जब आएंगे तो आप पर हम
They call out to the Father with a lot of love. They say, Baba, when you come, we will surrender ourselves to you.
मेरा तो आप
You alone and none other are mine.
याद करना पड़ेगा.
So therefore, you definitely have to remember him. He himself says, O children, and Baba speaks to the souls. That's why it is called the spiritual knowledge.
है आत्मा परमात्मा अलग रही गोपाल.
It's also remembered that souls remain separated from the Supreme Soul for a long time.
मिलते ब्रह्मा के द्वारा तब
So
मिला होता है.
the meeting takes place only when Shiv Baba comes and enters Brahma Baba's body. So this account has also been shown. You souls have lived apart from him for a long time, and it's now that you have come to the Father to study your Raj Yoga once again. That teacher is your servant. How humble is the Father?
हमेशा ओबीडियंट सर्वेंट.
A teacher is always an obedient servant.
पढ़ाई पढ़ाने वाले. बाप भी कहता है
The Father too says, I am the servant of all the children.
कौन है. हम भी तो सर्वेंट है सभी.
We all are also the world's servants.
मदगार.
We are God's helpers.
तुम कितना हुज्जत से बुलाते हो.
So you call out as though it's your right. Oh purifier, come and purify us.
नहीं आने वाला बाप देखो पुराने तन में आता है.
So we have to
हो गया तो
realize that Baba is a servant. He comes and enters this old body.
फिर से आके पावन बनाओ.
So all of you are devotees. You say, Oh God, come and purify us once again. The pure world is called heaven and the impure world is called hell. All of these matters have to be understood. This is a college and Godfatherly World University, and its aim and objective is to change human beings into deities. This is not a common gathering or a common
ये करते हैं.
a place, because you children have been given the highest aim and objective. You children have the faith that this is what you want to become.
एम ऑब्जेक्ट
Would anyone who doesn't have faith sit in a school?
डॉक्टर बनेंगे तो जरूर वो पढ़ेंगे.
You have the aim and objective in your intellects. If you were going to become a barrister or a doctor, you would have to study.
कि हमारे को मनुष्य से देवता
So here also we have this aim and objective that we have to become deities from an ordinary human beings. We have to become the masters of the world. That's why we study. Since we have the faith,
वो मेडिकल कॉलेज में क्यों जाएगा. तो यहाँ भी तो ऐसा ही है ना. जिनको बनना
so the one who doesn't wish to become a doctor, why does he go and choose the medical college? Same way here also, if the souls don't wish to become deities, even such souls cannot come to this place. You can't compel anyone also.
नारायण की नारायण बनने की कथा है.
So this is the true story of changing from ordinary human into Narayan. In fact, it's a study. Why is it called a story?
नारायण की कथा क्यों कहते हैं. कथा क्यों कहा जाता है.
Why is it called a story when it is the fact or a study? Because you heard it 5,000 years ago.
कथा कहा जाता है.
So whatever is past, it's called the story.
इसको कथा कहते हैं.
The past is called the katha. It's a Hindi term, a religious story.
ये नर से नारायण बनने की शिक्षा.
These are the teachings for you to change from an ordinary human into Narayan. You children know in your hearts that deities exist in the new world and that human beings exist in the old world. Human beings don't have the virtues that the deities have, and that's why they are called deities. Human beings bow down in front of the deity idols and say, You are full of all virtues. Then they call themselves degraded sinners.
उस समय उनसे पूछना चाहिए जाके तुम कौन.
It's human beings who say this.
बोल के तो देखे झगड़ा हो जाता.
Because when we call someone a vicious soul or a sinful soul, we get into conflicts. But human beings go in front of the deity idols and say the deities are full of virtues, and then they consider themselves to be degraded sinners. It is human beings who say this. It isn't deities who say this, because deities exist in the golden age and they cannot exist in the iron age. However, nowadays they call everyone Shri Shri. Shri means elevated. Only God can make you the most elevated. Elevated deities exist in the golden age.
इस समय कोई भी मनुष्य श्रेष्ठ नहीं है.
At this time, no human being is elevated. You children now
टाइटल लगाते हैं.
people use the title Shri because no soul is elevated, then they are not supposed to use the title that is Shri Shri.
ये तो कहता है ये देवताओं को क्या कह सकते तुम श्री, और शिव बाबा को डबल श्री.
So Baba tells the Shri title can be used for the deities, and Shiv Baba, in order to address Shiv Baba, you have to use the term Shri twice. So you children now have the unlimited renunciation. Why do you renounce?
होने वाली.
Because you are very sure that it's going to get destroyed. That's why
योगी संन्यास
you have unlimited renunciation. You know that this old world is about to be destroyed, and this is why you have disinterest in that.
कुछ भी नहीं.
So
एकांत के लिए
those people are Hatha Yogi,
ना कि महल.
renunciates. They renounce their homes and leave them. They go and live in palaces. There are no expenses in living in their small huts, none whatsoever.
से देवता बनना.
So for solitude, one has to sit in a little hut, not in a palace. Baba too has had a little hut made, and there is
इसीलिए
every happiness in a little hut.
किसी को भी ऐसी राय नहीं देनी है.
So, you children now have to make the effort to change from human beings into deities. You know that whatever happened in the drama has now become the past, and it will repeat again accurately. That's why you mustn't advise anyone to stop performing devotion. When this knowledge enters the intellects, and they will understand that they are souls.
बाबा को पहचान लिया तो हद की बातें कर्म कांड सब गलत हो.
So Baba says, when the souls realize and they understand this knowledge, automatically they stop
मेरे से लगा.
all the limited things. So that's why Baba says,
और बुद्धि का योग मेरे.
when this knowledge enters the intellects, they will understand that they are souls and they have to claim their inheritance from the unlimited Father. When there is recognition of the unlimited Father, all the limited things finish. The Father says, while living at home with your families, simply connect your intellects in yoga to the Father.
देहधारियों के पास जाना.
Actions have to be performed for the livelihood of the body, just as some people perform a lot of intense devotion on the path of devotion. They go to see the idols every day as a very firm discipline.
बैठ के सिर्फ बाबा को
To go to bodily beings is also a physical pilgrimage. They stumble so much on the path of devotion. Here, you don't have to stumble at all because you have to sit at one place and remember the Father. When people come here, they are made to sit down so that this knowledge can be explained to him.
कहते हैं हरूबरू एक जगह पर बैठने की बात नहीं.
So Baba says, you are made to sit in one place to explain the knowledge, and when it comes to yoga, it's not mandatory to sit in one place. You can even remember the Father even while walking, moving, or performing actions.
भगत होता है तो ऐसे नहीं चलते फिरते.
So can the devotees of Sri Krishna on the path of devotion not remember him while walking and moving around? And this is why educated people are asked, since there is a picture of Sri Krishna in their houses, why should people
उसको तो तुम याद कर.
need to go to temples? You can remember anyone.
क्लास में जाते हो फालतू, घर में बैठ के पढ़ो ना तुमको जो पढ़ना है.
So here also some people come up with such questions. Why do you have to go to class? You can sit at home and study.
चित्र नहीं रखो, याद करते रहो. एक बार चीज देखी तो फिर वो याद.
You can worship the picture of Sri Krishna wherever you are. Acha, you might not have a picture, you can still remember him. Once you have seen something, you continue to remember it. You too are asked the same thing. Can't you remember Shiv Baba while sitting at home?
के लिए भागते हैं, स्कूल में तो आना पड़ता है पढ़ने.
Of course,
मालूम नहीं है ना ये स्कूल है.
students always go to school and study because people don't realize that this is also a school. That's why they don't understand the significance of coming to the class and listen to Murli.
काल को जानते नहीं. कह देते हैं वो सर्वव्यापी है, नहीं जानते इसीलिए सर्वव्यापी.
So Baba says, this is something new. No one knows Shiv Baba. They don't know his name, form, land or time period, but simply say that he is omnipresent.
दूसरी तरफ कहेंगे आत्मा घट घट में भरा हुआ है, पता नहीं क्या क्या कहते हैं।
We hear all types of stories from human beings. They don't
आत्मा को बाप
know,
की
they
याद
still
आती है,
say many things that the soul is in this, soul is
पर वो
there.
बाप को जानते नहीं है,
So Baba
याद
says,
करते पर जानते नहीं है, इसीलिए समझाना पड़ता
so they don't remember the
है।
Father
साथ रोज समझाना पड़ता है उनको।
because they don't know
फिर
Him.
रेजगारी पॉइंट्स भी
You have to
समझाए
explain to them for
जाते हैं,
7 days.
तब तक पढ़ना
Then you have to study the knowledge as long as you live.
7 रोज तो कभी पूरे ही नहीं होते हैं जीवन में से।
Because when we ask them to come for course, they say that they don't have time.
समय से देखो ज्ञान सुनाते हैं,
Just think how long Baba has been teaching us this knowledge.
सुनाते हैं, सागर है बड़ा,
Because He's the ocean,
पढ़ना है।
that's why we have to study.
कितने समय से सुनते आए हो, क्योंकि नॉलेज है।
So Baba tells, these all points have to be explained. The Father is the ocean of knowledge and you have been listening to Him for so long because He has this knowledge.
बाप कहते हैं तुम
You understand that you receive this knowledge to change from human beings into deities. The Father says, I tell you new deep things every day. When you don't receive a Murli, you cry so much.
उधर मुरलियाँ मिल जाती, पहले तो नहीं मिलती।
Because in the olden days,
आएगी मधुबन से 4 दिन के बाद
we were not getting Murli instantly. We used to wait for such a long time to get
चिल्लाते सब,
a Murli, and we used to have
तो ज्ञान तो
that
हमारा
consent for
भोजन है
that.
ना, भोजन नहीं खाएंगे तो क्या करें।
Because Murli serves as a food for the mind. So if we don't take the nutritious food, we will die. So it's not that we have Murlis on WhatsApps or on various modes of communication nowadays.
ये याद करना है मैं आत्मा हूँ,
So Baba tells,
बिंदु हूँ।
you get very new and deep points every day. When you don't receive, you cry so much. The Father says, simply remember the Father. Even though you study the Murli, you still forget the Father. First of all, you have to remember, I am a soul, I am a tiny point. You have to understand what a soul is. They say, the soul left the one and entered someone else. We souls become impure. We became impure by taking rebirth.
तो क्या
Previously, you belonged to the religion of pure households. Lakshmi and Narayan were both pure, then both became impure, and now both are becoming pure once again. And did they become pure from impure, or did they take a pure birth? So Baba says, the Father sits here and explains how you were pure and how by going on to the path of sin you then become impure. Because they became body conscious and then they adopted the path of sin. So worshippers are called to be, they are called impure, whereas those who are worthy of worship, they are said to be pure. The history and geography of the whole world is in your intellects. So we are very well aware that we can't conquer the world with the physical power. So this is, you know that who used to rule there and how they received the kingdom. There isn't anyone else who knows this. Earlier, you too didn't have this knowledge of the Creator or the beginning, middle, and the end of the creation. This means we didn't know the alphabets of even this knowledge. So how do we recognize the Creator or the creation? So that's why Baba tells you now to understand knowledge. So this means you were atheist and you didn't know anything. When you become atheist, you experience so much sorrow. When you become theist, when you understand and recognize the Father knowledge, then you become happy. So now you have come here to become deities. There will be so much happiness there. Baba says, just remember that new world where there is limitless happiness. Divine virtues have to be imbibed here. The children of Prajapita Brahma are brothers and sisters. There mustn't be any criminal vision. It takes effort. Because when we are soul conscious, our vision is very pure. When we become body conscious, obviously it becomes criminal.
भाई बहन समझने की
That's why
बजाय
Baba gives
सदैव
this
अपने
idea.
को भाई भाई समझो।
That's why
एक
Baba
दूर की
even
बात करो तो
takes us to a higher
एक की बात
consciousness
करो
that
साथ
consider
में,
yourselves as
तो क्या
souls
हो जाएगा
and
तुम्हारी
brothers
जिंदगी।
instead of even considering you as a brother and sister.
आंखें बड़ी क्रिमिनल है, सब अंगों से क्रिमिनल है आंखें, सब
So
धोखा
Baba
देने
says
वाली है।
the eyes are very criminal. Out of all the physical senses,
आधा
eyes are the
कल्प
most
क्रिमिनल,
criminal.
आधा कल्प
When
सतयुग
someone's
क्रिमिनल।
eyes are criminal, he is said to be a devil.
सतयुग में कभी क्रिमिनल नहीं होते,
Because our eyes
ब्रह्मा
never become
कुमारी है,
criminal in the
इसीलिए
golden
कभी
age.
वहाँ क्रिमिनल आंखें नहीं होती। आंखें क्रिमिनल है तो असुर कहलाते हैं। बाप खुद कहता है कि मैं पतित
The Father
दुखी किया
himself
हूँ,
says, I enter the
जो
impure
पतित
world.
होते हैं
Those who
उनको
have become
बचाओ।
impure have to become pure.
बाप के
People
बगैर कोई
say,
काम कोई नहीं कर
this one, that is Brahma,
सकता। मनुष्य कहते हैं
calls
कि
himself
अपने को
God.
भगवान कहलाते हैं। ब्रह्मा को कहेंगे ये अपने को भगवान कहलाते हैं। बाबा देखो जवाब क्या क्या देना है जवाब।
So just see
झाड़
what
में
response
देखो
has to be
एकदम
given.
तमो प्रधान
Look at the
दुनिया
picture of the
में
tree.
खड़ा है।
This one is standing at the very top of the tree
आश्रम में
in
खड़ा
the
है
Tamo
एकदम।
Pradhan world.
वही फिर तपस्या कर रहे हैं।
The same one is also doing tapasya beneath it.
भगवान हो गए तो लास्ट में खड़ा होने की बात नहीं है ना, फिर
So
तपस्या
when
नहीं
he
करनी।
himself is a god, there is no point
सतयुग
in
से
doing
लक्ष्मी
tapasya.
नारायण की डिनेस्टी चलती है। संमत बिन लक्ष्मी
So
नारायण
the
से
dynasty of Lakshmi and Narayan continues in the golden age. That period is
तभी से
counted as the
चालू होता है, एक एक और एक
reign
तभी चालू।
of Lakshmi and
इसीलिए
Narayan.
बाबा कहते हैं
That's why Baba says when you show the picture of the kingdom of Lakshmi and Narayan, you should write
1250 बरस के बाद
the silver age starts 1250 years after the kingdom starts.
रात दिन का फर्क हो गया है। ब्रह्मा की
So
रात आधा कल्प,
hundreds of thousands of years are spoken of in the scriptures. There is a difference of day and night. There is
भी कहते हैं
the night of Brahma for half the cycle and the day of Brahma for half the cycle. Only the Father explains these
इसका नहीं
things.
समझ में आता है तो ठीक है, नहीं समझ में आता है ना बुढ़ी बुढ़ी माताओं को बाबा कहते हैं कोई अर्चन नहीं, अपने को आत्मा समझ।
Baba says if you understand it's well and good. If you don't understand, Baba says just remember the Father.
पावन बन जाएगी।
Because many innocent old mothers don't understand the knowledge. That's why Baba tells it's okay, you just remember the
बाबा
Father.
ऐसा नहीं कहता है यहाँ आके बैठ जाओ, बाबा कोई
So,
बिठाता नहीं किसी एक जगह पर बैठ।
Baba says, sweet children,
बच्चों को तो बिल्कुल
consider yourselves to be souls and remember the Father. By remembering Him, you will become pure and your final thoughts will lead you to your destination. Baba doesn't ask you to stay here. He doesn't ask serviceable children to stay here.
नहीं पूछेगा कभी जाने वाले, वैराग दिलाता था जाने का, समझेगे बाबा बोलता है कभी जाने वाले, चलो भाई जल्दी जाओ।
Baba used to just inspire us to go on service and used to make us always have the unlimited disinterest.
करके गार्डली बर्थराइट विश्व की बात।
So centers and museums continue to be opened. Invitations are given to so many people. Come and claim your godly birthright
ईश्वर का
of the kingdom of the world. You are the children of the Father.
बाप कहते हैं मैं एक ही बार स्वर्ग की स्थापना करने के लिए,
The Father is the creator of heaven and
मैं
He.
एक ही बार ही आता हूँ और आके
Therefore, you have to receive your inheritance of heaven. The Father says, I only come once to establish heaven. The same world cycle continues to turn.
रहता है। मनुष्यों की तो
There are many dictates of human beings and they also say many things.
अंतर कितनी है,
There are so many opinions. These are called undivided directions.
झाड़ कितना बड़ा है, कितनी तार टालियां
The tree is so large and so many branches and twigs emerge. So many religions are spreading.
फैल रहे हैं।
Previously, there was one direction and the one kingdom. It used to be their kingdom over the whole world. It's at this time you understand this.
ये भी अभी तुमको मालूम पड़ा है कि इनका विश्व पर राज था। हम ही सारे विश्व के मालिक।
We were the masters of the whole world. Then, having taken 84 births, we have become poverty stricken. You are now conquering death. There is no untimely death there. Here, someone has untimely death while just sitting somewhere.
बैठे बैठे अकाल मृत्यु हो जाती है, इसलिए इसको मृत्यु लोक कहते हैं।
That's why it is called the land of death.
समझते हैं अमर लोग है, मन शरीर बदली नहीं कर, अरे शरीर बदली करते पर समय
So people feel that it's the land of immortality because they don't have to change their bodies, but Baba gives the knowledge and the realization that the soul changes the costumes, but there will not be that will not be considered as death.
वहाँ ऐसे नहीं होता कभी, पूरी एज पूरी लाइफ
So it's not like that there, like how it happens in the Iron Age. There the life continues for one full life. There will not be untimely death. There used to be peace, purity and prosperity in Bharat. The average lifespan there was 150 years. Look at the lifespans now.
आयु तुम सुख भोगते हो। भारत में प्यूरिटी पीस प्रॉस्पेरिटी थी, 150 बरस की एवरेज आयु थी, इतनी बड़ी आयु।
The lifespan itself was so long because the deities never become old.
देखो कोई भी देवता का कोई बूढ़ा चित्र नहीं मिलेगा, उनकी काया जो है वो कंचन काया।
Even the golden age bodies are perfect and very healthy.
ईश्वर ने तुमको योग सिखाया तो
So God taught you yoga, therefore you are called Yogeshwar. You won't be called that there because it is God who teaches you yoga. So you are Yogeshwar at this time. The God is teaching you Raj Yoga
हम सीखने वाले भी नहीं होंगे ना।
because neither Baba teaches us yoga in the golden age nor we learn at that time.
देवताएं
So you will then become.
कभी भी किसी भी देहधारी को या किसी को भी नहीं याद करते।
So Baba said in previous Murlis that deities are worthy of worship because they don't remember any image or any bodily being.
वहाँ थोड़ी कहेंगे इस समय तुम योगेश्वर हो, तुमको ईश्वर।
So you won't be called Yogeshwar there in the golden age. You are at this time and God is teaching you Raj Yoga. You will then become Rajeshwar.
ज्ञानेश्वर बने हो, अर्थात तुम राजा।
So you are Gyaneshwar now, the one who is full of knowledge. Then you become Rajeshwar, that is the kings of kings.
अच्छा मीठे मीठे
Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, father and Bap Dada. The spiritual father says namaste to you spiritual children. We spiritual children also offer love, remembrance and say good morning, namaste to the mother, father and Bap Dada. The essence for dharana, the first one.
आँखों को सिविल बनाने की
Make effort to make your eyes civil.
बुद्धि में
Let your intellects remain constantly aware that you are brothers and sisters, the children of Prajapita Brahma. Therefore, you mustn't have criminal vision.
हमारी सदैव सिविल दृष्टि।
We should always have that pure civil vision towards anyone.
निर्वाह अर्थ कर्म
Second, while acting for the livelihood of your body, connect your intellects in yoga to the one Father.
हद की सब बातें
Renounce all limited things and remember the unlimited Father.
हद का
Become an unlimited renunciate.
वरदान।
Today's blessing.
बाबा शब्द की स्मृति
May you be constantly unshakable and immovable, and by having the awareness of the word Baba, transform the word reason into a solution.
स्थिति को अचल और अडोल बनाने का सहज तरीका बाबा ने बताया।
Baba has explained the very easy way of making your stage unshakable, immovable.
कारण नहीं तुमको लगेगा
So when you always remember Baba and bring Baba in front of you, you will never find any situation as the reason. But you will have, if you have the company of the Father and the remembrance of the Father, then you will not find anything as a reason.
परिस्थिति आवे,
As soon as you say Baba, for a situation of a fluctuation, you become unshakable.
कोई भी परिस्थिति जो भल हलचल वाली हो,
When you start thinking about the situation, you experience difficulty. If instead of thinking about the situation, you start to think about the solution, the reason itself will then become the solution. Because
जब परिस्थितियों के चिंतन में चले जाते हो तो मुश्किल का अनुभव होता है।
because situations aren't even like ants,
जो है अगर उनके चिंतन में जाते हैं तो मुश्किल लगती
so we have to realize that if we go into the
है, परंतु बात ये जैसी होती है आप उसको
if we think about the situations, we start finding everything difficult
चिंतन करते हो ना उतना वो विकराल रूप
because we are directing our energy towards that problem, and that gets intensified.
परिस्थिति आती है
So Baba says,
खड़ा होकर के देखना नहीं उसको,
so whenever we encounter any situations
चले जाओ।
or challenges, we should not stand in front of that,
हाँ, हम देखते हैं हर एक चीज का रूप हमको दिखाई पड़ता है, हाल देखेंगे, समुद्र देखेंगे, नदी देखेंगे,
because
बड़ा बड़ा रूप दिखाई पड़ता है।
when we
चले जाते हैं प्लेन में तो खिलौने
because when we stand in front of the ocean, river, or any mountain, we find it as a very huge thing. But when you travel in a plane, you find that as a very tiny and it's insignificant. So Baba also explains that you be in a higher stage or consciousness, or you be in that seed form,
उसको घूर घूर के देखते रहते हैं।
nothing disturbs you then. Because when we encounter any situation or challenge, we just be very busy in thinking about that problem. Oh, this has come, that has come, it has become like that. So Baba says you are directing your energy, which makes that situation also become
मुश्किल अनुभव होता है, कारण के बजाय
unbearable.
ले जाओ,
So that's why Baba says,
कारण बन जाए, क्योंकि मास्टर सर्वशक्तिमान
when you think about the solution, the reason itself will become the solution, because situations aren't even like ants in front of the Master Almighty Authority, Brahmins.
मास्टर सर्वशक्तिमान।
So Baba says, Master Almighty Authority and the situation.
क्या हुआ,
So it can be easily conquered. Instead of just thinking about what happened, why it happened, think that whatever happened was something in which there was benefit,
बदले गए,
in which service was merged. Because when we change our perspective of looking at the situations, things change.
ये कारणों में नहीं जाओ तुम,
Don't get into the reasons of why, how, what.
हमारा
So,
कभी अकल्याण हो ही नहीं
so because Baba has already told us that you don't lose anything in this conference age.
सकता, कल्याण नूत करेगा, और जो भी कल्याणकारी बाप ऐसा कैसा करे।
Because the benefactor father is there, then how can you lose or something?
और ये परिस्थितियां ही क्या करती है, हमारे को आगे बढ़ाने
Because these situations serve as a stepping stone for our progress.
की है नहीं। क्या हुआ, क्यों हुआ, ये सोचने
So instead of thinking about what happened, why it happened, think that
सेवा समाई हुई,
whatever happened was something in which there was
लेकिन समाई
benefit, in which service was merged. Although when you change your perspective, then although it may be like an adverse circumstance, you will remain constantly unshakable and immovable.
भाव में रहने वाले
Slogan: those who stay under the influence of the one Father can't be influenced by anyone else.
जो बाप के प्रभाव में रह गए, वो किसी आत्मा के प्रभाव में।
Because the souls who are under the influence of the one Father, they can never be influenced by anyone.
प्रकार के प्रभाव होते हैं,
Because there are two types of influences. One is
कभी किसी के
we find
गुणों के ऊपर प्रभावित हो जाते हैं, कभी किसी के अवगुण भी उनके ऊपर प्रभावित।
because we get influenced by two things, that is the specialities of the souls or the weaknesses of souls. So that's why Baba says just be under the influence of the Father. Today's Avyak signal: in order to attain Karmatit stage, constantly perform actions as a detached observer.
सदा साक्षी बन के कार्य करो, कार्य तो करते हो,
Anyways, we do actions. We must be on the stage of the detached observer.
आगे बन के पीछे कार्य करो, जो
So-
सीन आती है उस सीन का रूप मत बन जाओ।
So,
परिस्थिति अलग चीज है, स्वस्थिति अलग चीज।
because
परिस्थिति
we are very well aware that our own state of mind is different from the situation which is outside.
इसलिए इनका आपस में कभी भी टकराव हो नहीं सकता।
That's why there cannot be conflict.
परिस्थिति को देख के जो स्वस्थिति के लिए शक्ति और समय देना चाहिए, वो परिस्थिति में उजल के उलझ करके
So Baba makes it very clear that instead of spending your time and energy in making your stage elevated in order to tackle that situation, if we waste our energy in getting into the, or if we get entangled in that situation,
वो सदैव
then the situation appears to be a bigger form.
करो, साक्षी होके कार्य।
So that's why Baba says just become detached observer
न्यारी और प्यारी स्थिति में
and then start performing actions. I am an alaukic soul who constantly stays in the stage of a detached observer, that is, in the stage of being constantly detached and loving while doing everything.
मन माना यह अलौकिक
because
से पैदा हुए हैं
because we are born through Brahma. That's why we are alaukik. So I am a soul who has alaukik experience and alaukik life and elevated life.
अलौकिक जीवन श्रेष्ठ जीवन वाली आत्मा भी
Constantly have this intoxication.
कर्म करते यही
While performing actions, continue to increase this practice, you will attain the karmatit stage.
ये अभ्यास बढ़ाओ, ये नशा रखो कि हमारा जीवन ये अलौकिक जीवन है।
So our life is alaukik and it's very elevated one.
जीवा जन्म ये बड़ा ऊंचा जन्म।
So this is the birth which we have taken while being alive. Like we have died while being alive.
के नजदीक
So this consciousness or this awareness makes you close to that karmatit stage.
जिन भी
Om
भाई
Shanti.
बहनों ने भोग लगवाया है,
All the brothers and sisters who
वह
have
भोग की पर्ची लेकर दादाजी
given names
मीटिंग हॉल में
to offer
अभी
bhog,
पहुंचेंगे।
you are requested to assemble in Dadiji's meeting hall where the trans messenger sister comes and meets
आज
all of you.
शाम 6 से 8 बजे
This evening 6 to 7 p.m.
मोहिनी दीदी जी के प्रेरणा अनुसार
With the inspirations of respected Mohini Didi ji.
डायमंड हॉल में ही रखी गई है।
So the yoga for the world peace
हमें योग कराएंगे।
where is arranged in the Diamond Hall.
कॉलोनी के सभी भाई बहनें
All the residents of Shantivan and the brothers and sisters of BK colony will also be available here.
ट्रॉमा सेंटर, शिवमणि होम, नर्सिंग कॉलेज के भाई बहनों के लिए सूचना है। आप सभी
All the
के
brothers and
फोटो
sisters of
अपडेट
the
किए
Trauma
जा रहे
Center
हैं।
Nursing College are hereby informed that your photos have been updated
8:30, 10 से 11,
in the database.
शाम को 6 से 6:30 के बीच बीके कॉलोनी काउंटर आवास निवास ऑफिस पर जाकर
So you are
फोटो
requested
खिंचवा लें। साथ में
to visit the accommodation office, the BK colony counter from 8 to 8:30 a.m., 10 to 12 noon and 6 to 6:30 p.m.
रविवार तक रखी गई है। आज सतगुरुवार है, इसीलिए आप सुबह 9 बजे तक फोटो खिंचवा सकते हैं। अभी हम सब मिलकर प्यारे बाप दादा को भोग स्वीकार कराएंगे। सभी शांति से प्यार से बैठे रहें।
So we will offer bhog to Baba.
जूनागढ़ के सब जोन इंचार्ज आदरणीय दमयंती दीदी जी का भी भोग लगाया जाएगा।
प्यार हम सबका देना, लावतन का नजारा, सच्ची लगन से बन जा बाबा के, सच्ची लगन से बन जा बाबा के, तू गले को हार, उड़ जा प्यारे वतन में, नीले अंबर के उस पार, हो नीले अंबर के उस पार, पंछी रे ओ बाबा तुम मात पिता हो, तुम ही हो जग के तारनहार, ओ बाबा तुम मात पिता हो, तुम ही हो जग के तारनहार, दुख हरता तुम सुख करता हो, गुणों के भंडार, हम सब बच्चे गाते हैं तेरी, हम सब बच्चे गाते हैं तेरी महिमा अपरंपार, उड़ जा प्यारे वतन में, नीले अंबर के उस पार, नीले अंबर के उस पार, पंछी रे उड़ जा प्यारे वतन में, नीले अंबर के उस पार, नीले अंबर के उस पार, हो नीले अंबर के उस पार।
तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं, तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं, तेरी याद में जीते हैं बाबा, तेरी याद में जीते हैं बाबा, तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं, तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं, रहे याद सदा ही साथ तेरी, रहे याद सदा ही साथ तेरी, बस और न हम कुछ चाहेंगे, बस और न हम कुछ चाहेंगे, तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं, तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं। जो पल बीते तेरी यादों में, जो पल बीते तेरी यादों में, वो पल अविनाशी होते हैं, वो पल अविनाशी होते हैं, हर पल को सफल बना देंगे, हर पल को सफल बना देंगे, तेरी याद कभी ना छोड़ेंगे, तेरी याद कभी ना छोड़ेंगे। तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं, तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं। यूं ही आप रहो संग संग बाबा, यूं ही आप रहो संग संग बाबा। इस दुनिया के सुख पाने क्या, इस दुनिया के सुख पाने क्या। लहराते रहे तेरी यादों में, लहराते रहे तेरी यादों में, उन यादों में खो जाएंगे, उन यादों में खो जाएंगे। तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं, तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं। तेरी याद में जीते हैं बाबा, तेरी याद में जीते हैं बाबा। तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं, तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं। रहे याद सदा ही साथ तेरी, रहे याद सदा ही साथ तेरी। बस और न हम कुछ चाहेंगे, बस और न हम कुछ चाहेंगे। तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं, तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं, तेरी याद का अमृत पीते हैं।
बाबा तेरे हम रहे यही जिंदगी का सार है। बाबा तेरे हम रहे यही जिंदगी का सार है। इस भरे संसार में तेरा प्यार ही आधार है। इस भरे संसार में तेरा प्यार ही आधार है। बाबा तेरे हम रहे। प्राणों में बस तू है बाबा और न दूजा कोई। प्राणों में बस तू है बाबा और न दूजा कोई। स्वर जो तुमने दे दिया है कानों में गूंजा वही। स्वर जो तुमने दे दिया है कानों में गूंजा वही, कानों में गूंजा वही। बाबा तू ही एक जिस पर बच्चों का अधिकार है। बाबा तू ही एक जिस पर बच्चों का अधिकार है। बाबा तेरे हम रहे।
सभी भाई बहनें बैठे रहेंगे। अभी हम भोग का संदेश
All the
सुनेंगे
brothers and
दादा
sisters
दादी
are
द्वारा।
requested to be seated
रुके
here
नहीं, सभी
so that
बैठे
you can
रहेंगे।
listen to Bog message and then leave the hall.
प्यारे बाबा के पास
Today,
वतन में भोग लेकर के पहुंची।
I went to the subtle region to offer Bog to
जैसे
Baba.
ही वतन में पहुंची
As soon as I reached the subtle region,
तो बाबा ने 3 दृश्य इमर्ज किए।
Baba just emerged 3 scenes.
पहले तो वो दृश्य देखकर मैं थोड़ा सोच में पड़ गई कि बाबा आज क्या दिखा रहे हैं।
While seeing those scenes, I was just struck at one
बाबा ने
moment
जो
thinking,
3
what
दृश्य दिखाए,
is Baba planning to show?
जो पहला दृश्य था
The first scene was
बादलों के रूप में,
in the form of clouds.
कि एक बादल जब आते हैं
When clouds
तो बरसते हैं,
appear,
काले बादल आते हैं तब बरसते हैं।
then
दूसरे
just
बादल
rains.
जो होते हैं वो कब छांव देते हैं कब धूप देते हैं।
sometimes some clouds they
और
give that
तीसरा दृश्य था
shade,
बहुत खुशनुमा जो दृश्य होता है,
and some are clean clouds.
बादल एकदम साफ। तो मैंने कहा बाबा ये तीनों ही दृश्य का रहस्य तो कुछ अजीब निराला नजर आ रहा है।
So the secret of these 3 types of clouds appear to be very
तो
unique.
बाबा एक सेकंड सुनकर
Then
मुस्कुराने
Baba just
लगे।
heard and
बाबा ने
smiled
कहा
for a
कि
moment and
बच्चे,
then said,
हर चीज की 3 स्टेज होती है।
so everything has to pass through 3 stages.
तो आज बाबा भी कई जगह का भ्रमण करते देख रहे थे, चक्कर लगा रहे थे।
So while taking a tour,
कि कई
Baba
जगह
just saw the Brahmins.
जो बादल होते हैं, एक होते हैं ज्ञान की बरसात करने वाले बादल,
So the first category, which was
जो बाप से
about those souls
धन
who
लेकर
just
के दूसरी जगह
take the wealth of knowledge from the Father and they go outside and they just rain or they shower that
और
knowledge.
दूसरा जो बादल दिखाया,
The second category of
बाबा ने
clouds,
कहा यह भी एक दूसरी स्टेज होती है।
the next stage, that is the next category of souls,
बहुत अंधियारा कर देते हैं, कब बहुत उजियाला कर देते हैं।
they sometimes,
जो धूप छांव का खेल करते हैं,
those who play
तो बाबा
the game of giving the shade or giving that
जीवन में भी
light or
कई बातों के
the radiance.
कारण इस प्रकार का उतराव चढ़ाव का
So the second category,
बहुत खेल करते रहते हैं।
they are always have the stage of ascending and descending.
सदा खुशनुमा खिला हुआ
And the third category is
नीले बादल होते तो
those,
एकदम रोशनी छाई रहती है।
because the third category of souls who are fully bloomed, who are like
हर
bloomed
प्रकृति के खेल में
clouds,
भी
they just remain content in every type of the game of the drama.
हर चीज में बाबा 3 बातों को देखते रहते हैं।
So Baba just checks 3 things in every situation.
तो बाबा ने कहा कि कई बाबा के बच्चों की भी स्थिति इसी प्रकार बन जाती है।
So the stage of Baba's children is also like this.
छाव बन जाते हैं।
Sometimes we have a very good ascending stage,
नेगेटिव बातों में जाकर
and sometimes we get influenced by
शुरू करते हैं
negative things,
और कई सदैव खुशनुमा रहते हैं।
and some are very
बाबा
happy and
फिर पूछने
content.
लगे कि बच्ची, बाबा की और दादियों की क्या स्टेज थी,
What was the stage
क्या
of
स्टेज
Baba and
होगी?
Dadis?
तो मैंने कहा बाबा वह तो आप ही जानते हैं,
Then I
मैं
said,
बता
Baba, those
सकती हूँ।
things are very well known to you.
तो बाबा फिर मुस्कुरा के कहते हैं,
Baba just
बच्ची,
smiles and he says that
जो बड़ों की, दादियों की और बाबा की जो स्थिति थी,
the stage of Brahma Baba and
सदा
Dadis,
खुशनुमा थी।
it was ever happy.
बाबा के आगे क्या दादियों के आगे कोई बातें नहीं आई,
So do you think they didn't encounter any challenges or they didn't encounter any
कोई परिस्थिति
situations?
नहीं आई।
They had many
बस
situations
सबको
in front of
सहते
them.
हुए अपने जीवन को बहुत खुशनुमा,
They tolerated every scene and they made themselves
और
happy, and
उन्होंने भी सभी को यही सबक सिखाया है
they also
अंत
taught a
तक
lesson
अपने
to
जीवन
everyone
से।
that through their lives.
तो ऐसे कहते हुए फिर बाबा ने जैसे कि दमयंती बहन को भी इमर्ज किया।
While saying this, Baba just emerged Damayanti sister.
आज विशेष भोग है और भी कई आत्माओं का।
The book was on behalf of many other souls.
दमयंती बहन बाबा के बाजू में बैठी हुई थी।
So where I saw Damayanti sister was just sitting beside Baba,
बहुत मुस्कुराने लगे।
and Baba was smiling, looking at her. Then Baba said,
ये बच्ची भी मेरी जास्ती बातों में नहीं आती थी,
so this child was
बाबा
never
के संसार में नहीं आती थी।
was not seen entangled in the conversations or the situations.
जो बच्ची ने अपने जीवन में सेवाएं की है,
All the services which were done by this child by being a tireless server,
ज्योति जगाई है,
and she has ignited the lights of many souls.
देख रही है।
So Baba is just looking at the fortune of that soul.
शुरू से आदि में आई,
She had come in the initial times of the creation of sacrificial fire.
सादा सिंपल होकर के जीना शुरू किया।
This child started living a very simple life.
तब तक बच्ची ने जो सेवा सूक्ष्म रीति से की है,
This child, whatever
जो सूक्ष्म
the subtle service even she did until her last breath,
श्रेष्ठ कर्मों का खाता,
the account of all the elevated service or
तो बाबा जैसे कि उनको देखते हुए
charitable actions. So Baba was just describing her
दीदी की तरफ देख भी रहे हैं।
service while looking at her.
कहा कि
Then Baba said,
जो भी बड़ों के साथ रहता है,
all those who
साथी भी मिलकर
have that a chance to stay with the seniors,
उसी प्रकार संग का रंग भी
they get influenced with their qualities.
जितने बाबा मम्मा के सामने निकले हुए,
So all these children who had who were born during Brahma Baba's and Mama's time,
के प्रति
how elevated their attitude was towards every soul.
बड़े प्यार से बाबा के सामने और दमयंती दीदी के सामने भी भोग की थाली रखी।
So Bhog was kept in front of Damayanti sister and Baba, and Baba also fed Bhog to Damayanti sister, and she started telling Baba, all my companion sisters,
शक्ति बल देके चलाती रही।
those who had filled power in me and they were enabling me to move along.
आपसी ब्राह्मणों का प्यार जो अंत तक चलाता है,
The love which enables everyone to move until the last moment.
तो जैसे बाबा बड़े प्यार से उनको दृष्टि देते हुए, दुलार देते हुए, बड़े प्यार से बाबा ने उन्हें वतन में इमर्ज किया।
So Baba,
भी स्वीकार कराया।
while giving Vrishti to her with so much love, affection, he just immersed Damayanti sister and fed Bhog. And Baba also gave his love and remembrance
स्नेह भरी याद प्यार दी और बाबा का याद
to all the children. And while carrying that love and remembrance, I just reached the physical world. Thank you. Om Shanti.
शक्ति, आत्मापन की शक्ति। एक दो में हमें ये स्मृति, हम एक बाप के बच्चे हैं, तो बाप की स्मृति, स्वयं की अर्थात आत्मा की स्मृति, और साथ में हमें श्रेष्ठ कर्मों की स्मृति। इन बातों पर हमें स्वयं को बहुत ध्यान देना जरूरी है। सदा हमारे कर्म में कोई भी ऊंचा नीचा शब्द, हमारा चेहरा कभी भी कोई बात से नाराज होकर के न बोले। मैं किससे नाराज, हर एक अपने स्वभाव संस्कार जितना भी जो जिसको जिसकी शक्ति है, हर एक अपनी शक्ति के अनुकूल चलता है। हर एक्टर, हर एक इस ड्रामा, सृष्टि ड्रामा के अंदर अपना पार्ट बजाते हैं।